Beverly Williams with the Jeff Horrocks team, developing Identities and Keller Williams. Today we're bringing to you a brand new community video. This is at Boardroom Spirits in Lansdale, right by the train station and by the water tower. This is an amazing business that's only been operating since 2016, but they have grown at a phenomenal rate. Come on in, let me show you what it's all about. Marat, thank you for letting us come interview you today at Boardroom Spirits. I think that you have an amazing place here. And I've watched it from the taste room, which was small. In 2016, you opened. I was not personally aware of you at that point, except for it seemed that every time I turned around, I was bumping into Boardroom Spirits. I was like, who is Boardroom Spirits? I was part of the Lansdale Chamber of Commerce with the women's group. We had a couple events at Normandy. You were there. Yes. You won the Young Entrepreneurial Award for the borough, for Lansdale Borough with Discover Lansdale. And I mean, I'm just watching you with this explosive growth. And then you describe yourself as 3 road warriors that were sent out to bring innovation to the distillery process, blending European and American innovation. Tell me about yourselves. Tell me how this started.
Thanks, Bev. Welcome.
Thank you.
You enjoying the DeLorean?
I am. It's amazing.
So the inspiration for the distillery, which was started by my wife, Zhuzha, my brother Vlad, and myself, was around, creating an experience where customers can truly get behind and trust the brand. Mm-hmm. And for us, that revolved around creating high quality products, using real ingredients, so a produce-based approach to alcohol versus using artificial flavors, food coloring, sweeteners, filler, right? Mm-hmm. Flavor without the filler is kind of our philosophy. We also, wanted to be innovative, and innovation kind of comes in 2 forms. One is creating brand new products, which is more difficult, which we've done with our beet and carrot spirits. But it's also taking an existing category and shifting it to changing consumer preferences, which is what we've done with our fresh line of real flavored vodkas. No artificial flavors, no sweeteners, no juices, concentrates, or oils. And the shift that you kind of see in consumer behavior is, people want to know what's in their food. People want to know what's in their beer, or how their wine's produced. 90% of folks that walk through our doors don't know spirits very well. It's kind of what's been marketed. And we really want to change that with transparency, but also education. So that was kind of the inspiration behind starting the distillery. Once we kind of fully committed to the decision of creating our own distillery, we had to overcome a little problem, which was none of us actually knew how to distill.
That's a problem.
It is. It's like opening up a restaurant without knowing how to cook. So for us, to get around that lack of knowledge, and where we blend European traditions with American ingenuity is, we actually went over to Europe, to Hungary specifically, to do about 1.5 years of R&D, recipe development. The reason we went to Hungary, my wife's European, but that's not really the reason, is Hungary is one of few countries in the world where you can legally distill your own alcohol. It is illegal to distill alcohol for personal consumption in the US. You can make your own beer, you can make your own wine, and there's a lot of home brewers, a lot of home winemakers, but you can't take it to the next level and distill spirits.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
It can be dangerous. We work under a lot of heat, a lot of pressure, so if you don't have the right safety mechanisms in place, stills can blow up. It can be hazardous if you don't know what you're doing from a chemical separation. That's where you hear about people getting sick, potentially going blind.
That's
but really,
serious.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. It can happen. But really, we pay a lot of federal taxes, and that's one of the main reasons it is illegal, because that's considered moonshining.
Okay.
It's any alcohol made illegally without taxes paid. But in Hungary and also New Zealand, you can do it legally for personal consumption. So as a result, they actually have master's and PhD level programs in fermentation and distillation sciences. So you can become a doctor of alcohol if you get your PhD in Hungary. So that's why we worked with a handful of just very smart people that understand how the chemistry and the science of distilled spirit works. There's some art involved, but it's a lot of science. And we do have a full-time distiller who we've been very fortunate to find, Tim Mokes. He's a former brewer, former baker, so brings a lot of great sensory to the table that allows us to create clean alcohol, but also very aromatic and flavorful.
Right. And I've been amazed to watch you. So when I first started seeing you, you came in the taste room, then you developed this venue, which is phenomenal all by itself. Then your partnership with Northbound Restaurant
Yep.
that was just renovated in Souderton.
Yes.
You have a kiosk down at the Reading Terminal, the second vendor
Yes.
of spirits and liquor that's down there. That's just amazing. My mom went down there as a child,
Good.
at the Reading Terminal. It was all farmers. But if you go down there now, just the vast array of things that you can buy is wonderful. And I'm shocked and elated as a person that is also self-employed at your growth. It's a phenomenal rate. Did you see this happening when you started? Was this part of your vision? Like, talk to me about that.
Yeah, it's funny. I usually tell folks we're on like Plan W at this point because as a small business owner, you have
Sure.
to be nimble and flexible and really open to the changing environment. So what we fortunately have here, and we set up shop here in Lansdale, is a great community. The folks that come and patronize
is.
our tasting room or buy our products on the shelves, they're our best marketing vehicle because they're truly passionate and get behind the brand. So community is a huge aspect of what's helped the growth. You can have great product, great marketing, great pricing, but if you don't have the support of your community, it's
Right.
very difficult to succeed. And we've been very fortunate, honestly, to have great people working for us, which is very fundamental to our business because this is a tasting room. Yeah, of course we serve alcoholic beverages, but our bartenders, our staff, they're very educated and they can speak intelligently to what you're drinking, why you're drinking it, what you're experiencing in the flavors. So, it's been nice having those aspects because that has helped us, fuel the growth locally. But as we grow in distribution, that's always going to be another fun nut to crack because if we're distributing in Florida,
Right.
you can't come to the tasting, you can't get this
Right.
experience down there.
Right.
So, but we're growing. Growth presents its challenges and rewards.
Sure it does.
But it's also fun. I mean,
Yeah,
at the
it
end
is.
of the day, if we have the right people working for us, a great community, we're looking forward to doing a lot more in Lansdale. Tasting room, the expansion is kind of just the beginning of what's to come.
Right.
So.
Tell me about the things that are coming. I know some things that may be a secret, but you have a lot coming up. You have a lot on the table. Your imagination and where you're going to carry it as far as experiences is huge. Tell me what you can share at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a lot of projects coming up over the next couple of years because when we started the distillery, and I remember even the meetings back with the Borough Council, our whole goal was to bring people to Lansdale, get people
Yes.
to stay in Lansdale and
Sure.
go explore the many great businesses that we have here. That's why we offer free tours on
Right.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday because we want people to come to the distillery.
That's
We also-
good to know,
Yep.
by the way.
We also run Groupon as well, which provides
Okay.
other venues. But the nice thing about that is on a weekly basis, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we get about 30 to 40 new visitors to the area that can then go explore the other business. Again, kind of the community building aspect
Sure.
of it. So to make Lansdale more of a destination, we want to redo some things that, makes the building really aesthetically pleasing because
Right.
we want to kind of have this transformative experience where people come to the distillery, which is located in an industrial park, and we want them
Yes.
to forget that they're in an industrial park, kind of. So with that, the tasting room's the beginning. For the spring, summer, we plan on opening up a patio and redo some of our facade. We
Okay.
do have pretty cool opening facade for the door, reusing and repurposing a lot of
Right.
material.
I love that. I love that
And
you're doing
it's huge because when we build our barrel racks out of, that red oak we're reusing to do pieces of the exterior. The barrels that were used for the bourbon or the rye, those staves are being reused to
Right.
for the exterior. We're working with the Perkium and Watershed to bring in some natural vegetation, really
Okay.
focus on green
Right.
plants and just natural evergreen types of growths. But at the same time, we also want to grow our own produce. So something we've discussed was, hey, can we do a little greenhouse because there's a little opening between the two buildings that
Right.
presents it, which can serve as a great educational place, but also,
Absolutely.
grow our own mint, grow
Yeah.
our own botanicals, and kind of have garden-inspired
Right.
cocktails.
Yeah.
Which it's just those little
It's
subtle
fun.
touches. It's fun. It's educational,
Right.
and it really. I think nowadays people want to learn more about, like I said, what they're eating, what they're drinking. here's how it grows outside. Go take a look for
No,
yourself.
I think it's great. It's kind of farm to table
Yeah.
in a different
In a drink.
light.
That's true.
Now, the Discover Lansdale
Yes.
has been huge. I was part
Absolutely.
of that program. You're right by the train station.
Yep.
You're right by the water tower. You have all this growth coming around you. Did you know or foresee that happening when you chose Lansdale?
We had an idea, and I think Lansdale, the nice thing about this area and this community is it's poised to take off. 3.1 square miles, almost 16,000 people, so it's pretty densely populated. But the fact that there's more investment really shows that I think Lansdale's on a great path. One thing I always like to tell folks is name another town other than Philadelphia that has 3 train stations in town. Right? We have that here.
Right.
So the infrastructure's there, and it's. Of course, it's always easy to open up a storefront in a high volume place and just be part of it. But I think being a part of a growing community is more rewarding because you're part of that growth versus just
Sure.
kind of stepping in and being part of the system.
Sure.
So we kind of foresaw this coming, but at the same time, like I said, we're on Plan W, so things change and evolve and shift. Delays always happen, but it's really a great time to be in Lansdale.
Yeah, you guys opened 2016.
Yes.
This is the beginning of 2019. February will be your 3 years.
Yes, 3 years.
Wow. Wow, this has been amazing.
That was me 20 pounds ago.
I love what you've done here.
Thank you.
I like the staff that you have. I like your ideas. I like your innovation. I like the fact that you're poised for growth. I grew up in Lansdale and it has come a long way. It had a slow period. You're kind of wondering what was going to happen. But the new businesses that have come in, the coffee shops, you guys being here, the new business being birthed back into Lansdale, the growth, the train station, the building all around us.
Absolutely.
The real estate market is still huge. It's a great place to live. It's a great place to have a business, and I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, thank you very much. It's funny. You see a house pops up on the market in Lansdale, it's usually gone.
Oh, I know.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
It's crazy
It's a
how it
great
goes.
place to live, a great place to work, and so glad that you're here.
Thank you very much for visiting.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks.